Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might conclude, having listened to my first 10 minutes, me describing the state of Europe, that Europe is nearing the status of an open-air museum with much of a glorious past, but not much of a future. How wrong, ladies and gentlemen, that conclusion would be. Because I can tell you, the European Union will survive. The euro and the monetary union will survive. This monetary union, this euro project, is unprecedented. And I do think that so much political capital has been invested in this monetary union, with all its flaws, I admit, by European political leaders, that no major European political leader can afford the euro project to fail. Mark my words, I'm not saying that would I be here in a year or 1.5 years from now, that all 17 nations participating in the euro are still participating in the euro then. So I'm not giving you a guarantee that all can stay in. I think I can promise you that given the investment in political capital, the euro will survive. And the European Union's most important nation in this regard, Germany, and its leader, Chancellor Angela Merkel, for whom I have the greatest respect, let me add that, has steered the European Union, supported by France, sometimes wholeheartedly, sometimes a bit reluctantly, has steered the European Union to a much closer form of financial, economic, monetary integration than you and I would have considered possible only 1.5 years ago. There has been a lot of integration by the back door, to say it a bit colloquially. That is, by the way, what the populists, of course, don't like, integration by the back door. In general, I don't like it either, but there were not many alternatives. The proof of this pudding is the fiscal compact, which was signed by a great number of European nations not that long ago. In other words, on the financial, monetary, economic front, we have seen forces of integration which under normal circumstances would have taken a decade to achieve. I regret, by the way, discussing Europe in this respect, that another major and great European nation, the United Kingdom, decided to veto this fiscal compact. Of course, they are not participating in the euro, but Prime Minister Cameron decided not to accept the fiscal compact. And why do I regret this? Because I'm afraid that the United Kingdom might lose some clout in other domains as well by staying at such a big distance from Europe's financial and monetary integration. The second reason why the open-air museum theory would be very wrong, and a wrong conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, would be, and that's certainly relevant for you, because it would be against vital interests of the United States of America. Do not forget, Europe is the United States' largest trading partner, by far the biggest investor in the United States of America. And last but not least, as Ambassador Burns rightly concluded here a few weeks ago, the European allies are the US's largest collection of allies in the world, bound together primarily in the North Atlantic Alliance called NATO. So there's a huge interest involved. And if you want to look at it from a more geopolitical perspective, look at Europe's proximity to Russia. Look at Europe's geographical proximity to the Middle East, to the Arab world, in turmoil. I hesitate to talk about an Arab Spring. It's certainly an awakening. In Syria, it's definitely not a spring. In Egypt, I do not know if it will be spring. I don't know about other nations either. But that there's turmoil and that there's revolution, yes, we do know indeed. Europe is close. And Europe should matter for them, and they should matter for Europe. In other words, also in the geopolitical domain, it is a great US interest. And NATO, of course, is the bedrock of that relationship in the security domain between Europe and the United States of America.